What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Chris Jones, NoVACAIN Kennels. What we're feeding today is I got some leftover beef heart and uterus, but I have my other mix today, which is fish, duck, buffalo, um, and pretty much it has rice in it. I'm using rice today. Um, so I got a couple emails today. People said they saw my video from yesterday, and my video pretty much stated, if you have any questions, hit me up. Have no problem answering questions. So I gave them my number, told them to leave them a message to exactly what's going on, and I get back to them. So I sent them all a text and said, watch out for the video tonight, and I'll explain what you need to do. Now, the problem that these couple people had, their poops weren't solid. So they were like, man, how do I get my dog's poop to become more solid? So I asked, what are you feeding? They're feeding chicken, but they're also using other organs, which is a big plus, a big plus, because they're not just depending on chicken organs, but they're using chicken quarter legs as their staple. Now, when you feed a lot of meat and not enough bone, the dog's poop will not be a solid stool 100% of the time. What ends up needing to happen is you need to up the bone content inside of the dog's diet so that the stool can be formed and remain solid. Now, yesterday I didn't feed any bone to my dog, so today, his stool was a little more loose. Those bitches over there, they still keep a pretty solid stool, regardless if they get bone or not, because I've worked their system up to days of not having bone and days coming back with bone and so on and so on. But the young pup, he still has a few more months to go until his system is totally up to par for that. All right, so when your dogs have when you're feeding raw food and your dogs have slightly looser stools than normal, I mean, you basically got to look at what you're feeding. And if you're only feeding quarter legs, that's not enough bone to really give your dog a solid stool. It's more meat and fat on that than it is actual bone in there. Now, if you don't have a source to get like chicken necks, duck necks, neck bones of any sort, my suggestion would be cut some of the meat off of some of those quarter legs. Take a full 10 pounds, cut the meat completely off it, and when you feed a quarter leg, toss in a couple extra bones. That way you can make sure your dog has enough bone in their system. I can't tell you exactly how many extra pieces of bone your dog would need. I mean, it's just something you have to play with to make sure that the dog is getting enough bone inside of his system to form a solid stool. All right, so pretty much the bitches are waiting. The puppy, he busy. The medicine box. Another thing that is very important that you guys should know. I had a lady hit me up and she was like, man, my dog's pooping and it's all red. So I said, hey, so what have you been feeding? And she's been feeding heavy red meat. So if your dogs are eating heavy red meat, expect the poop to come out red. I mean, it's the blood, it's the red meat. If your dog is eating a big diet of chicken, expect your poops to be about some tone of yellow, because that's what happens. The bone, along with the chicken meat itself, turns poop yellow. Now, if your dog's poop is black, if you're feeding a lot of red meat, it may look black, it may be red. But if you're feeding chicken and your dog's stool is black, I had one call for that today, and I told her go straight to to her vet. If your dog is eating majority chicken and the stool is coming out black, that is a concern. That means that the dog is bleeding somewhere inside. Stop. You eat when I feed you. So if your dog's eating majority chicken and it's just dropping black stools, take your dog to be checked out by your vet. Something is off inside of its gut. So pretty much, I'm going to go ahead and feed them up. I'm going to let you guys watch it. Ragnar, let's go. Ragnar, let's go. All right, so that's Ragnar. Hey, Ragnar. Come on, boy. Come on. Misha. Hey, babe. Misha. Eat right now. If you don't eat, you're not eating today. I mean, that's how simple it gets. If one of my dogs choose not to eat, I don't feed them. I make them, miss a meal. And it looks like he doesn't want to eat today. And that's fine. So it's your man, Chris Jones, NoVACAIN Kennels, and I'm out.